Now, roller coaster gamers. The first video I ever made on this channel was me beating 50-20 mode on Ultimate Custom Night. It's one of the newest Five Nights at Freddy's games, and um, it was very hard to beat. If you don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, look it up. If you do know what it is, then you'll probably know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I was very late to doing this. I had seen Custom Night when it first came out, and I saw people beating 50-20 minutes and stuff, but I kept practicing and stuff, and I didn't get the game until later because I didn't know it was free. So it is free on Steam, and it took forever. Like I'm slow. It took me like I'm slower at doing games like this where there's a lot of like strategy and like there's a lot of stuff involved with this, and it's very chaotic. And 50-20 mode, there's 50 characters you have to deal with. And that's not even including the secret characters that get added in that mode, which technically makes it like 56 or 57 or something like that. And with that comes some annoying characters that you have to deal with. Some of these are hards, but a lot of these are just straight annoying. And so number 10 is going to be Nightmare BB. A lot of people who've played this game or seen this game would probably put this character higher. And what's annoying about him is his mechanics. You have to shine the flashlight on him when he's standing up, but if he's sitting down, you don't. So a lot of people will accidentally shine the light on him when he's sitting down, and they'll get jump scared. But the thing he did to me was that this game has a problem with clicking. So when I would go I would go into the camera to click the reset ventilation button. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then look up Fnaf Ultimate Custom Night. And but if you do know what I'm talking about, then good. So you would go in to click reset ventilation, and then you would try and you go, because in 50-20 mode you have to be super quick. You literally go into it and then right back out, and you'd click on it and go back out, and you wouldn't click on it properly, and it's still going off, and you'd have to go into it again, and you do it so quick that you don't realize Nightmare BB standing up, and then that's how I got jump scared by him, was flipping the camera up too many times. So yeah. So Nightmare BB definitely deserves a spot on this list, but for me personally, I put him at number 10. So number 9 is Phantom Angle, and like this one and Phantom BB are both annoying, but this one is more annoying. Now, what like she'll always be in the way when you're looking at something on the camera, but a way you can deal with her is to switch the cam system, not just the cams, but the cam system. If you just flip up and down the monitor, she could stay there for like a long time. So yeah, she is, or he, or whatever Phantom Angle is definitely annoying in that aspect. And like when she gets you, she doesn't actually jump scare you, but she creates an audio disturbance, and she makes a lot of noise, and it's super annoying. So number 8 is Rockstar Chica. Now, I don't think a lot of people would put this character on here, but me, I did not like this character. So it didn't happen as much as in 50-20 mode. It happened more in 49-20 mode when I was doing 49-20. Is that she would, like, so what you do is you have to click the wet floor sign on and move it to either side, either door. And I'd move it to one door, and every time I went into the camera, I'd shut the other one. That keeps her from getting in and Freddy from getting in. But sometimes when I went into the camera and went back out, you had to open it back up, and I would sometimes open it too early before going back out of the camera. So then she would jump scare me that way. That happened so many times when I was practicing 50-20 and stuff. So yeah, that's why she's annoying. So number 7 is Ballora. Now she works similar to Afton or Scrap Trap, where they come in and they make like a disturbance. Like she is in the hallways and you hear from either side her music plays, and then she makes the room dark and she makes the camera static out, and you have to close the door before she gets in, and it happens really quick and your reaction time has to be quick. And Afton was similar where he would, or Scrap Trap. I'm going to call him Scrap Trap, even though on UCN he's called Afton, but most people call him Scrap Trap. So Scrap Trap, he would come through the vent, but here's the difference. His noise that happens is a lot louder than hers, so he's easier to hear. They both come about the same quickness, but he also only attacks once per night. She can come multiple times, so that's why I put her over him. And yeah, and a lot of times I didn't die by her as much because I got used to her. The first couple times I played with her, I died by her a lot because it's hard to, especially when there's a lot of noise going on, you can't hear her sometimes. And sometimes her and Afton like to come at the same time, or her and Scrap Trap like to come at the same time, and it made it super stressful when they came at the same time. So, yeah, the Belore is number 7, and number 6 is all of the mask characters. I'm looking at you, Withered Bonnie, and these two were okay. Withered Bonnie was so bad when you went to the monitor trying to get the death coin and stuff to get rid of Funtime Foxy and Launch Plus Drive. He would like to spawn in the room when you're in there. And what was annoying about Golden Freddy is that we'll get to. I'll probably get into a little bit more detail when I get to another character on this list, but I'll probably give it away anyway. So L-Chip is the character that brings up the advert, and you have to skip it when it pops up by pressing enter. And a lot of times the ad would pop up as I'm going out of the camera. And when Golden Freddy's set on to 20, he will be in the room almost like 98% of the time, basically. Like 90% of the time you'll be in the room. So you basically need to get in a strategy of just putting down on the mask every time you go out of the camera. And what happens is L-Chip's ad will pop up right as you're going out of the camera, so you won't be able to see as you go into the mask, and you hit enter and you realize you're not in mask, and Golden Freddy's there, and then jump scares you. So that's what's annoying about that. So all the mask characters are annoying, but especially Withered Bonnie, he's so bad. So we're getting into number 5, and the number 5. The top 5 are so bad, and Helpy is number 5. Now these next 4, including him, are all don't actually kill you, but they're characters that stop you from doing something. This one, he'll randomly appear on the desk, and when you go out of the camera, you have to click on his nose. And what's annoying about him and some other characters, similar to how he works, is that they don't spawn when you go out of the camera. They spawn when you go into the camera. So when you're going in the camera, you have to go back out of the camera to make sure he's there, because you can go into the camera, he wasn't there before, but he'll spawn when you go into the camera, and then if you're taking too long, he'll make that air horn sound. He'll get in your face with an air horn, and it'll agitate sound sensitive characters. So yeah, and annoying thing about him is kind of in relation to Nightmare Young, which will also intend to be on this list, is that like when you're trying to click on him, Nightmarian would be in the way and everything, and yeah, so, and Nightmarian gets in the way of a lot of things, and the mask is another thing annoying about Nightmarian. I'll get into more detail when I get to Nightmarian. No, just y'all wait. Good. Number 4 is Phone Guy. Phone Guy is similar to Helpy, where you have to click on something, but phone guy, his thing, the mute, he calls randomly, and his mute call button appears in a random place in the room, and you have to click on it. And a lot of times, Nightmare will be blocking the way where you can't click the freaking mute call button, and that's what's most annoying about phone guy. That is what's most annoying. I mean, the combination of him and Nightmare are super annoying. So, and the phone guy is similar to Helpy, where he makes like a lot of noise, but the difference is I think Helpy makes a louder noise than phone guy, but phone guy just keeps talking and talking. At least Helpy, when he does his thing, he does it really quick. He just keeps talking and talking. You wait through a full phone call and everything. So that's why phone guy's annoying. And number 3 is Old Man Consequences. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, not a fun character. Because you have to press C to catch the fish. And one thing, C is very close to some other buttons that you'll accidentally hit them instead of C, and his thing will pop up. It's like a little mini game, like a little box on the screen that'll pop up, and you have to press C to catch the fish, and it's really finicky. You have to click it right as the fish goes onto the fishing line there, and a lot of times you'll miss it. And what was annoying is that he would pop up, and I was constantly pressing C, and I still couldn't get it. And what he does is if you can't catch the fish in time, then he locks your monitor for a little bit. So it got super annoying when he did that, and it basically ruined a lot of stuff. And especially when you're about to go into the camera to have to reset ventilation or something. And then also, Toy Freddy, when you're dealing with when you're having to shut off Mr. Hugs when he's playing on the screen on his game, and you have to shut off Mr. Hugs. Old Man Consequences shows up. The place on the screen that he pops up is in that corner where the screen is, so he blocks the way, and he likes to block the way of that right there, and yeah, a lot of times he liked to pop up right as I was trying to deal with Toy Freddy. So yeah, he's annoying. And number 2, oh boys, L Chip, and he's kind of an Old Man Consequences where it's like an advert type of thing, but his covers the whole screen, and when he pops up, you just press enter. So in terms of the button you press, it's not as annoying as Old Man Consequences where you had to press C to catch a fish, but this one was more annoying that you would block the whole screen. And what would happen, like I said with Golden Freddy, you could click the mask and not because you can't see, and then you press enter, and then Golden Freddy would jump scare you. Or you're doing something in the office, and his ad pops up, and then you skip it, and you realize your mouse is over Nightmare's face, so he jump scares you. Yeah. He got on my absolute nerves. Like, I couldn't stand him. Like, there's a lot of times, like, where I would just rage, like, really loud because of this character. So, now we're getting into some honorable mentions, and I'm going to name one right now that I forgot to put on here, is Trash in the Gang. Trash in the Gang, I would absolutely put on this list. I would probably put it as an honorable mention. Mostly the balloon. The other 2 characters, just like I think it's the bucket and then the crate, the number 1 crate, and they would just randomly do something. I don't know, but they were fine. The balloon was annoying because like when you're going similar to Old Man Consequences, but maybe it was didn't happen as much as that the balloon would will appear on a random camera, and a lot of times he would be in the way of Toy Freddy's screen monitor, so you can't see where you're clicking, and that was annoying. So getting into these honorable mentions, Chica. Between the two music box characters are her and the marionette, and the marionette was absolutely fine because you get into a system in 5020 mode where you have to turn on the global music box like every 10 seconds, and that's easy. It's easy for marionette, but Chica is different where she has her she's in the kitchen and she's rumbling, like bumping her pots and pans and everything. And when that sound stops, that means she's left the kitchen, and you have to turn the music so she isn't bored and will stay in the kitchen. But you can use the global music box to help keep her from jump scaring you. And a lot of times, like because the marionette's music box would wind down every 15 seconds, so about every 10 seconds, like 5 seconds before the music box went down, you turn the global music box on. Chica, it could be any time that she stops with her pots and pans and gets tired and is ready to jump scare you. It could be any time. So she was a lot more luck based than Marionette. So it got annoying, and a lot of times, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes she would jump scare me at like 4 or 5 a.m. and it really sucked. So next is Rockstar Bonnie, the most annoying of the Rockstar animatronics, and a lot so basically a lot of 50-20 mode is luck based, and he is a prime example. Or you basically got to get lucky and hope that he doesn't appear in your office. And he didn't appear as many times to me as some other people I've seen. There's some people, Daco, for example, he got really annoyed by Rockstar Bonnie because I watched his live streams and everything, and Rockstar Bonnie appeared a lot, and you basically have no time to look for his guitar. But he didn't appear as much for me, but each time he appeared, he ruined the run. You basically have to start over. And most of the runs in 50-20 weren't even me dying. Most of them were me starting over because something stupid happens, and I know I'm not going to do it, so I just restart. That's what I did usually, but he was annoying. And then Foxy and Toy Freddy are on the same margin. Toy Freddy definitely killed me. Toy Freddy, and along with another character that we'll get to in a minute, Toy Freddy killed me like the second most in 50-20. He killed me the most in 50-20, let's just say. But throughout the whole game, as I was playing, he probably killed me the second most. Because you can only deal with him like at the very beginning, and then just try to get lucky and hope that he doesn't jump scare you from his game over, because he will get a game over because Mr. Hugs on the screen will flip places, and you can't deal with him for the rest of the night because you have to stay on cam 2 to keep the plushie animatronics from jump scaring you. But yeah, Toy Freddy I would get unlucky and get jump scared by him a lot, and that got really annoying. And Foxy was the most annoying character for the later parts of the game. Most of the annoying characters took effect in the beginning parts, where I was having to get all the coins to get the death coin, get rid of Funtime Foxy, watch Plush Trap. That was the most chaotic part of the game. But Foxy was most annoying in the later parts. In the long run, he would kill you in the long run. So basically, what you have to do for Foxy is him and Bonnie both are in Pirates Cove, and if you have Bonnie in there, that means Foxy won't be able to move to attack you. So if you want to keep Bonnie on the table, and when you flip into the camera to reset ventilation, it'll switch to Foxy, and about like 6 seconds after you've gone out of the camera from reset ventilation, you try to flip into the camera and back out to switch it to Bonnie, and a lot of times you can get unlucky with that, and Foxy will just keep staying on the table, and then his pieces will all collect in the room, and then it'll jump scare you. Now my 50-20 mode, I got super lucky with him, because my 50-20 mode run where I beat it is that all of his pieces were in the room by about 2 a.m., and I kept letting him stay on the table because he wouldn't flip back, and I got lucky where he didn't jump scare me. So that was a super lucky run. I'm glad he didn't jump scare me, because he could have if he... So, and then Dee Dee. Dee Dee is only annoying when you're not playing 50-20 mode, because 50-20 mode, she will activate and spawn all the secret characters. There's no avoiding it. Dee Dee, your Repel doesn't even work in it. Shadow Dee Dee, I definitely prefer Shadow Dee Dee over Dee Dee. Dee Dee is just annoying when you're doing other things, like when you're trying to complete another challenge or something. She would appear and add another character, and you don't know who it is. So, yeah, and her voice is so annoying, like her little song that she sings, like, how unfortunate, yeah, whatever she sings. Yeah. annoying. So those are the honorable mentions, and drum roll for the number 1 spot. Drum roll. And number 1 is Nightmarion. Where do I get started, guys? This one I basically have no comment on, basically. And this one has always been the most annoying since I first started this game. This one has been the most annoying thing in this game ever since I started playing. Like, besides, like, the clicking, the problem with clicking stuff, this character, this is the most annoying character, and one of the most annoying characters in any video game I've ever played. And basically his mechanic is that as you're moving your mouse, if he'll fade in on your mouse in a random spot of the screen, you have to move your mouse away. And the safest spot is on the very, very, very left side of the screen. But and basically, if you keep your mouse cursor on the spot in the room that he's in for too long, he'll jump scare you. So basically, what was a lot of annoying things is that he would be in the he would be in the way of, like, he would block you from clicking on helpy. He would block the mute call button for phone guy. He'd be there when the L chip ad pops up and you can't see your mouse and you press enter and then you get jump scared by Nightmare. And another annoying thing was he would be in the way of the mask, and when you go out of the camera, you have to immediately go to the left side of the screen where the mask button is, and you have to go over the mask. And I wish there was a button for the mask, but there isn't. You have to mouse over it. And the most common thing he would do is the most common position, and it was by far his most annoying position, was on the left side. You have to keep your mouse on the very left edge. But near that spot, that's like his most common position, is right there over where the mask is. And you would go into the mask and he would appear there, and you wouldn't have, because when he's on 20 when he's on 20 difficulty, he will appear really quick, like within milliseconds. Like, he's the only character in the game that can kill you within milliseconds of you starting. You can start the game fresh, and your mouse will be in a random spot, and it'll just happen to be where he is, and you'll die before you even get to 1 second. That has happened sometimes, and he's the only character that will do that. The only character that will do that. I promise you, no other character can kill you before the first second of the game. So yeah. So Nightmarion is just horrible. Him and Toy Freddy killed me the most in 50-20, and he just caused a lot of problems. And he kind of also affected Nightmare BB. The most common way that I would shine the flashlight over Nightmare BB is that he would be in the way, and I would try to move the mouse away from him, and I would be shining the light to shine over, like, the Freddles or Phantom Freddy, and then I would shine over Nightmare BB and get jump scared because I'm trying to move my mouse out of the way. But so that is number 1, and I don't have a slide that says the end like I usually do, but that's it for this list. Let me know if you've played this game or watched videos on this game. What do you think are the most annoying characters in it? And I don't think I can change this list. Usually with the list, there's some I could put in and take out. This list, I have a firm list. These are the ones. Now, obviously, I forgot about Trash in the Gang. I would have put that in there somewhere. And there's some that I could put in. Some others I could put in there as well. But these are by far the most annoying. And have you enjoyed this video? So see you next time, Roller Coaster Gamers. Bye.